Alright, so I'm back from Japan. I want to show you what I took with me, what I did, and what I bought. So let's start with what I took with me, which for me is unheard of. It was such a small amount, but I knew I'd be buying art supplies over there. So this is the bag that I took. I carried this everywhere with me. It's got these great little pockets in the like all around as well that you can put little things in. Nice and big, and you can even button the sides together like that and change the shape of it. So that is the bag that went absolutely everywhere with me throughout Japan. And what did I take with me? You're never going to believe it. My gouache travel set. This one, there's your little bucket, okay, so that you can put your water in. And the gouache, when you open it up, you've got the colours there, and I like to use these little squares as my palette to mix colours. Okay, so those. Then my main pencil case, which I should have weighed this. It doesn't weigh too much, so I will open this up and show you what's inside on the down camera. And 2 sketchbooks. So this sketchbook I took with me on the plane on the way over. This sketchbook I'm about to show you because this is what I did everything in. When we got to Japan, I put this one in my bag and I did not open it once. So never sketched anything in it. Did everything in this one, and so glad that I only took the 2 because this one this one's not a light one. All right, so now let's get on to what I bought and what I did. All right, let's quickly look at this again. So this is, I'll put the link on the description for the YouTube video, but I do sell these in my Shopify store. You can also buy them online. I don't know the name that they come under though. But I mean, a travel paint palette, I guess. This is fantastic to have this. I've had this now for about 3 years, so it's worked well, but I've only ever put gouache in it. You can put watercolor in it as well. You can also put watercolor and your gouache in it. So you could do 8 watercolor, 8 gouache if you want. This is very much up to you whether or not you use it, but if you don't want to use it, because what happens is when it's closed up, it will airtight seal so nothing leaks out. You can see it does make a bit of mess. It is a bit sticky as well. So if you are not going to use this as your palette and you want to use this, I don't know what you do with this while you're doing that. Whereas I find that it's just easier to clean these little squares. And I try my hardest to make sure that if I'm mixing something with this cream, that I do it in this one here, because when it closes, that's what's going to maybe potentially fall back into there. So that's my little gouache travel kit. This I'm not going to open because this is the actual sketchbook that I did for Japan. This is a pith sketchbook, which I had a friend from the UK bring over for me. I sent it to their place and they brought it over. I put that little sticker on. I haven't weighed it, but I'm not sure how much it weighs. It wasn't the lightest book though. That weighs nothing. That's not the lightest. But anyway, I didn't use it, not even on the plane flying over. This is my travel pencil case which I use every day. So this goes everywhere with me, and I have been resisting swapping things out, which I normally do because I wanted to do this video first. It's been a month since, gosh, is it a month since we got back? Almost a month since we actually got home. There was nothing in here. Normally I have oil pastels that would be sitting in there. Not oil pastels, Neo 2s, watercolour crayons in there. These will all make sense when I show you the sketchbook that I did. And I have a little bit of an obsession with collecting the napkins in a flight. So they just sort of like start to gather up there. Of this, that shouldn't be in there because that actually is something that I bought, but I started using it straight away. I used the black, can't even remember now. I don't think I used much of these. I think it could have been this one, but it was mainly the Tombow markers. These came with me, did not use them once. Tombow markers, did use Tombow markers a lot. Used these water brushes a lot. So there's 3 of them, 3 different thicknesses. Did not use my glove. That's my drawing glove that you put on. Those 2 fingers go in there so that you don't smudge your work, but it sits in there. It doesn't matter. Drawing pens, yes, I used my drawing pens. I did take a good range of different size drawing pens. I thought I took it. Oh, there we go. So ranging from the 0.03 up to I think a 2 or no 5. So I went up to a 5 with them. They're the Tombow markers that I took with me. There should be another one there. I'm sure there's another one there. Where's it gone? There we go. So the Tombow markers, fantastic. Waterproof watercolor markers. Comes with your brush tip and your fine tip. I use these a lot, so it was really hard to bring it down to these very soft pastel-y colors, but I wanted to. I just didn't want to bring too many. This is my little watercolor set, so the gouache set and the watercolor set. Spray bottle, didn't use that once. Probably use the sharpener, which is a good one because you can sharpen. If you're on an aeroplane, you can use that one. This didn't make it into the sketchbook. It's just a cap, so it's just been sitting in there. Used the glue stick a lot for my sketchbook. These again just sit in there. 2 multicolored drawing pencils. Didn't use them, but they live in there. The washi tape, a couple of paper clips, they always live in there. My kneadable eraser and just a normal eraser. And then these are both I don't know how to pronounce them, Fumui travel brushes. So there's a set of Fumui, just gotta be careful putting them back in, of travel brushes, and then there is also a set of no-name ones as well. So you just put them together like that, and then you've got yourself a nice paintbrush. You can find them online. I still sell these ones, which are the no-name brand travel sets. And apart from that, this little stamp, that is something that I bought as well. So that is the one little stamp that I did buy while I was over there. Okay, so that is all I took with me. So in the next video, or the next part of the video, I will show you what I bought, because I'm dying to show you, because there's some things that I can't remember I bought because they are still in their original packaging, and B, I want to start using the art supplies, and I've been home for a month drawing and I need to use the art supplies. So let's go to that video next. Okay, let's get into the supplies that I bought. I've put them back into this bag, and I will put the bag on the floor, and let's just go through things in no particular order either. We're not going to have an order to anything. That will make sense when I show you my video, but that was just something we bought, and it was just loosely living in there. This sketchbook is off to the side, so it's a bit of a scrappy sketchbook, but I do want to do a swatches of the colours of things that I've bought. Ignore this. This was me just doing a little brain dump one day, seeing if something was going to work, obviously for a class I was teaching. So I don't want to just leave it there. I'd rather just use that page over the top of it. So this is a watercolor 242 GSM sketchbook. Lovely watercolor paper. It's spiral bound, which I don't tend to go for, but being a Japanese brand, I wanted to test it out. I'll show you that soon. And was able to make out enough in it that it would that I knew that it was watercolor paper, 242 GSM, and that was the landscape one that I wanted to buy of that. So can't wait to get into that one. It's not quite A4. That book is A4, so you can see it's just a little bit off and obviously longer. Okay, this one. This is the Kuretake Gansai Tambi, which is completely wrong, but the writing is not on here. I just recognise the brand because they're the only ones that do this brand, and there was lots of different colours and swatches. So they had little mini ones. There would have been probably 6 mini ones with all different colours in it, and I bought this one, which I think is sort of like a bit of an autumn one. So let's do a quick colour swatch of these. This one is a metallic, so it may not show up. No, it's just a nice pearl metallic. Now a bit of that pearl is going to go on to that beautiful sort of ochre look. Then being very naughty here and not washing my brush to a more what do I want to call that? Is that a raw umber or like a darker a sepia or an I'm not sure. This one is, I'm sure, sort of like just a rusty colour. Another type of ochre. I might just get that off there because I'm about to dip it into green. Quite a bright green for the palette, which is a bit surprising. And then I think this is either a blue or a deeper, no, it's a deeper green, so it's much more foresty green. But imagine the colours that you can make from blending all of those ones together. You're getting a much more natural tree green happening there. Nice brown, and these ones might be too dry to go through. So a nice palette, definitely to take in my pencil case when I am doing urban sketching, just to add a few different palette colours to the range. Okay, this was something sweet. This is not art supplies, but in Japan they just do packaging so beautifully. This is the little tea house that I went into. It's just a tiny little shop in like an arcade of lots of little shops. But the packaging, I wish I took a photo or an image of the actual shop, because you imagine this times 1,000, and that's what it was. So inside there is 2 or 3 Japanese black tea bags. And it's just the packaging. I don't ever want to open it. It's just so pretty. And I grabbed the business card, but also this. So this is, we went in February. So February, March, information, if you can read Japanese, about the tea. And it's just a cute little flyer that they keep. Obviously it's still cold in Japan in February, so hence the snowman. But just, I love the packaging. I love the design. Okay, next up, I believe, is B-Side Label Original Sticker Brand. B-Side Label. So this was a shop called this, and my daughter made me come into this shop. When I say made, she didn't make me. I came in with her. There was some beautiful stickers. So these stickers, I think, are also weatherproof. So you can put them on the car, fade proof, weatherproof. let's see what we got. Obviously a little flyer again, because they love doing little artworks. So little flyer for the brand. And then we've got, so these are going to go on my car. That is something they've included. It's a sticker, obviously something to do with their brand. There's the pussycat there, and there he is there again. So I've grabbed a shark and a whale to put on my car, because they are water and UV ray protected. Okay, the next item looks a bit weird, but you know what? When you're doing collage, and I did a lot of collage, I could have done with a pair of scissors. So I didn't use these while I was in Japan. I bought them quite late in the trip. I have no idea what that is. That is as an identifier tag to wrap around the handle of your scissors. But I just wanted to put them in my travel pencil case, and I thought it was pretty cool how it's got a little carrier for the scissors. Don't know which way that's meant to go in, either way. Yes, tiny little scissors, but they sound sharp. So looking forward to having them in the pencil case along with that glue sticker that I bought along. Okay, the next two things are not art supplies again. This was some food that my daughter bought, and it had to be eaten fairly quickly. Somewhere on there is a use by date. That was a pin that I collected, and I've obviously held on to the little card. Very cute little cat. Like, that could be a stencil. You could do not cute little cat. But the boxes, like, how gorgeous are the boxes? I don't know what I'm going to use these for. This one I know is lollies. Where's my scissors? Hang on. I don't like to tear anything. So yes, I know that these are sweets inside here, but again, I bought it for the little box, and the packaging is just so beautiful. That's like a rice paper, and look at that, they're just clear little boiled sweets, I guess. I don't remember how much that cost. I don't mind. It was the box that I was after. My daughter did say her stickers could go in these boxes, so that is a good idea. I don't collect too many stickers though, so when I get stickers I put them on my sketchbooks. So I don't know what I'm going to use the boxes for, but they will find a home. Alright, again, these two are not art supplies, but collecting cards for birthdays. This one is going to my daughter-in-law. She's a mad combi lover, so beautiful front and back card. And then this one, because I like cats, I have a black cat. I've always had a black cat, so that will go to someone. Pussycat knocking over the tea. They do a lot of cat design in Japan. They feature cats on everything, yet you don't see too many cats around. But we were in the middle of Tokyo and it was winter, so it was snowing as well. Maybe that's the reason. This is a funny one that I bought on day one of our time in Japan. I haven't, it's all manga, it's for manga, it's for the manga artists like my daughter to actually use to do like the exclamations and the little chat bubbles and everything. I want it for its circles, the stars, the hearts. I want it, probably these two are the ones that I'm not going to use. Those two there. These I just think look like beautiful little clouds. It doesn't fit in my pencil case, so that's going to be a bit annoying. It is just a little bit too, it's not going to go in that fold in there, so it might be just something that has to sit in my bag and be just dragged around. But that one is a bit of fun. Okay, so there is a place, and they're in other places of the world called Team Lab, and Gabby and I went into this room which had all these colourful children-like drawings all swimming around the walls, and we didn't think too much of it. And then we walked into what was called the art room, and they said choose your design. I chose the swordfish, and Gabby chose a jellyfish, and then we had to go through and colour in our animals with oil pastels. So this is what I did, and then as we were walking out, the guy took it, he scanned it, he gave it back, and he said, look out there, now you'll see your swordfish swimming around the walls. And that's exactly what happened, and it was interactive. As you'll see in the video, if I touch the swordfish, he blinks and he tries to get away from me. It was just amazing. We probably spent, I'm going to say, close to an hour in that room in total. Just such a great experience. All right, so this is where I confess that I stuffed up my money conversion. I saw this price, and the yen is $1,000 to roughly to an Australian $1. And I looked at this because I went into, it's 12 stories. Atoya is 12 stories of art supplies. I've walked in there and seen a wall of Atoya stuff and gone, oh my God, yes, I need this tote bag. So let's open it up because I have not looked at it yet. But I saw the price and I thought that said $4.95, and it was 49.50 yen, which is roughly 50 Australian dollars. Big mistake, but oops, I wasn't going to go back. So yeah, a nice small little tote bag with a toy on it, which nobody will know unless you've been to Japan and you love your art supplies. Little plastic bit to go in the bottom there, like it's even a small odd size. So it was just an absolute mistake buying that, but it is what it is. I've bought it now and I'm going to make sure that I use it. And this was the paper bag that everything came in, probably apart from the tote bag, which I would have been just as happy with, and I didn't have to pay anything for that, but I'm still going to hold on to that one. Okay, so we're down to these 3 parcels. I haven't done much swatching yet, but I know that there's stuff in here. So I have a feeling the rest of the Atoya stuff is in. Yes, it is. So the rest of the Atoya stuff, I spent $200 Australian dollars in Atoya, and what have I got to show for it? A small tote bag and what's in here. So let's explore these ones first. I'll just move those 2 packages out of there. That was a different art supply shop. Again, beautiful bag though. You know, if you're into your art supplies, then you're allowed to drool over beautiful packaging like this. But there just doesn't seem to be too much in here. Okay. We have the receipt, which I looked over afterwards to make sure, or to find out where I spent the money. And yes, it's on that. I did buy 2 of these pins. They're just pins to put on your jackets and everything. There was another little fish as well, which I've been wearing and I wore throughout Japan. So that was the other one that I bought of that. We have in here, we have some oil pastels. I think they're oil pastels. They could be soft pastels or a bit of both, perhaps. Yeah, they look like they're a bit of both. And they're wrapped in plastic, so I might just grab my Stanley knife back. Alright, I literally stopped filming for 10 minutes just then to take all the wrappers off all of these art supplies. It's the one thing that the Japanese just haven't cottoned on to yet is recycling, and the need of having to have everything wrapped in plastic. So that was insane, because every single one of these was individually sealed in plastic, and it took forever to get all of that removed. So we have here 2 soft pastels. They are the Schminky, I don't know if I said that right, Schminky brand. I've only just got into chalk soft pastels. So a nice skin fleshy colour there, and don't know what, oh, this isn't, this feels like oil. No, that was so buttery smooth that it felt like an oil pastel. I don't know what made me go for that bright red, maybe because I knew I didn't have one. So that is those 2. Then these are definitely oil. These are the Sennelier brand, which is, I think, one of the most expensive brands. That is a beautiful bottle green. I'm really starting to get into a bit of oil pastel again, and I wanted to use proper oil pastels, not the student grade which I had in the cupboard. And obviously went very Christmassy colours with those 2. Should have used a different finger. That hasn't rung true to that colour now. Let's go that one. There we go. That's a better one. So those oil pastels there. And then these are also oil pastels. They're the Neo ones. So I've only used the Neo Colour 2s, which are the watercolour crayons. Caran d'Ache ones. So just bought some colours in them as well, and they do not smudge at all, which is interesting. Don't know why I bought the colours I did. They really don't want to smudge. I'm a sucker for this colour in anything. Wearing it, that feels, yeah, they do not feel oily, but they are a wax oil pastel, whereas these ones are not going to tell me. But yeah, they're very different. Price wise, these were probably almost half the price of the Sennelier. So that is the colours that I bought in all of those pastels, which took me 10 minutes to unwrap. Then we have the pens in Japan are insane how many there are. I'm getting dirt everywhere from that. Absolutely insane how many pens are there. Why have I chosen this one, and what is it? It is a felt tip pen, and I'm a sucker for a turquoise. That is the only reason I bought it. But there would have been a whole wall and just colours, just, hundreds of colours. Again, gone for another pen and a blue one again. Just got to get the little seal off the end there. And it's just another turquoise, and that's more of a ballpoint gel kind of pen. That one. So that one would probably go in my handbag where I have a stupid amount of pens. Helvetica. Don't know what that is on the end. That's very soft to touch. I'm wondering if it's an eraser. It is. That's what it is. How cool. So it is just a graphite pencil. Can't say no. Oh, a bit more clear packaging. So this is a soft pastel brush, which something I've bought cheap ones of in the past. So I don't really know. Where did my pastels go? So if I put that down, very nice. Very nice. Could probably do it that way as well. Touch onto the chalk pastel, and they probably work well with pan pastels as well. I've got plenty of pan pastels, and there were plenty of pan pastels, but I did not buy any. So it is just an NPR pastel brush. Very nice. Don't know how I'm going to find myself more of them. Have to go back. And again, here we go. A Toya Biro. I thought it was $1.50. It was $15 for a biro. A black biro. Oops. Anyway, it felt nice to write. Again, it will probably go in my handbag. Okay, so that is the Atoya shop that I went into. This shop, Cicado, there was quite a few of these in Japan as well. There was probably 3 or 4 of them just in Tokyo. The one I went to was in Shinjuku, and it was 7 stories of art supplies. The difference with this one, and I wouldn't have made the big mistakes I did at Atoya, was that you had to pay per level. So I've purchased on 2 different levels. So let's go for the smaller one first, see what's in here. And this is where I also purchased the watercolors from. So I've taken them out because I was using them in the sketchbook. Oh, okay, that was a bit of an anticlimax. That's the packaging of the pen that I bought, the fountain pen that is in my handbag, and also just some very cute little stickers to stick on my sketchbooks. So that was all that was in that bag. This bag, oh, I've got some yummy stuff in here. Okay, let me just clear this out of the way. Do this as gently as possible, because I don't know what is wrapped. I might have to stop the video again yet. I can see more pens. Okay. And their receipts, they give you receipts for everything. Okay, very gently wrapped is 3 Faber-Castell Pitt pastel pencils. Beautiful colours. A purple, a plum. I do sell all these in my Shopify store as well, because I love them. They're my favourites of all. So 3 beautiful colours that I chose there to add to my growing art supply. These have come in their own packaging. They are oil pastels, but they are not as hard to get out as the Sennelier ones, which were just so vacuum packed into plastic. And the good thing is you keep them in these. So I've got a beautiful colour there. Ooh, oh, I've got a dirty finger. That is butter smooth. So that's Holbein, I think. Yeah, Holbein. The orange, a green. Come on. Where's my knife gone? I so don't like to tear things, and I don't want to cut myself either. I won't put my finger over these ones because I ruined that one. That was a beautiful colour. This is more of that skin tone again. So getting a good colour range of oil pastels. Not sure where to find these either. Not that I've really looked too far in Australia for oil pastels. So 5 oil pastels there in beautiful colours. We have, let's go to this one here. This is going to be just a gel marker. Oh yeah, that's very sparkly. It's just a gel pen. Again, well, no, I'll try not to put it in my handbag. There's too many in my handbag. What have we got here? This is like Christmas. 2 were they? Artist watercolor. Okay, so these really intrigued me. There was up to about 20 different colors, and they're called charcoal. So they're a watercolor that is charcoal, and I really wanted to buy the palettes of them, but they were probably 60, 70 Australian dollars for 12. Actually, I'll get my pen, my water pen out again. I'll put the other one down as well. So that one was night blue, and this one is mulberry. Try not to touch it with my fingers. And then with the water pen, so a very muted colour. You can see why they call it the charcoal range. Very different to any watercolours that I've got. I did take a photo of the brand so I could see if I could buy more colours, because I knew I wasn't going to buy more then, but they were in the shop window when we walked up to it, and I needed to know where they were, and they are lovely, and I'm regretting now not buying more. I wish I did, but hey, I spent enough. Is this Holbein? Yes, Holbein gouache. I have never used Holbein gouache before. I use a lot of gouache, usually Winsor & Newton. Whoops, that's going to come right out. And it's beautiful. Yum, a real mustard colour there. And again, I was buying, they had an acrylic gouache right beside these, and it was very hard to see which one was acrylic gouache and which one was just gouache. I put way too much out just then. Let's go for this finger here. We're just going to smear. Beautiful, beautiful deep turquoise colour. And then I've got it everywhere. I have got little, I think they're Holbein again. I have bought these in Australia, so these are soft pastels. Whoops. And I love the fact that they're this long, because that way you can buy more and test them out, and you're not buying big sticks if you're not going to use a certain colour for too long. And I'd like to say that I do keep these in their little cases, but I don't. Sorry, my swatching has gone absolutely everywhere. I have not been neat with it. This looks like a yummy colour. Nice midnight plum colour. They've all got their little numbers on there, so whoops. I know I can buy these locally, so I kind of think it's good to know that I've got the numbers, but they're not going to stay in their little containers. But ooh, I just caught that between the desk and my my dress. This is what maybe one of these little containers can be, what they're for, to hold the little pastels or the oil pastels even, because I don't have so many. Yum, 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 yum. So there is a massive colour range of stuff that I have bought over in Japan, and now that I have finally unpacked it all, I can't bring it all back into camera because my hands are too messy and there's stuff everywhere, but yeah, really loved what I've bought. Is it $300 worth? Of course it is. Of course it is. Especially the Atoya tote bag. There's bits of plastic flying around everywhere. So I will end this video, and I will start to show you the sketchbook that I did in Japan. I will definitely clean my hands before I show you that. Okay, I am fighting with a lawnmower outside on a Friday afternoon. this is the exciting part where I get to show you my sketchbook. But these two little sticker packs just appeared, and I'm not sure where they appeared from, but they did. They just must have been caught in something. So I bought those two as well to put on my sketchbooks. Okay, so this sketchbook is, give you a little teaser, it is one of these gatefold or concertina sketchbooks. It has a fabric cover, so I'm not going to be able to stick any of my stickers on it, and that's why they don't have any stickers on it. I will explain all of this very soon. Probably not those two, but okay, so let's start. I cannot spread it all out, so because I think it'd be about 1 meter, I think, in length. Anyway, so we're just going to go through page by page because nothing actually overlaps onto the next page. So the first thing is the numbers mean the date in February. I haven't actually put anywhere here that it's February. However, this ticket has got, they do it the same way as Americans do it. So, oh no, they don't, sorry. That's the 8th of the 2nd. Apologies for that. That was for the Tokyo Sky Tree. So the one thing I absolutely love about Japan is they have stamps in their train stations and as well as attractions. So being the attraction, that was the first stamp that my daughter and I saw. So we're very excited about that. Hers worked out perfectly, mine did not. But I started, this was the beginning, so the 7th. I started by that I actually did live, like it was in front of me, just a sweet little breakfast dessert at the restaurant that we were in, or I should say that's sort of like the buffet that the hotel put on. And then this was a little sketch of a cute little house that I... everything has been photos taken apart from that. So I started out wanting to do panels, and that quickly changed as soon as I realised the stamps were going to be included and things like that. Some of you may know what this little figurine is. I had no idea, but my daughter again told me it was Kenmar. Just took a photo of that. You'll see little bits of little chopstick wrapper there, and this little fish here is the same as this badge, so it was that little fish. I think he appears somewhere else, but you can see the actual cardboard backing for the pin has got the artworks on it. Again, just adore how Japanese do art and design. So it's a bit of an ugly sticker, but hey, I stuck it in because of the photo. I could have just chopped off the photo, but I like all the Japanese print. And then things like this sticker here. So when you go into a convenience store and don't ask for a plastic bag, they will put a sticker on everything. So I just removed the sticker off something that we'd bought and stuck it in there as well. These two here are chopstick wrappers and a placemat, of which I've still got underneath the book. And then down here was when we went to Nozawa Onsen in the snow for 3 days, and I couldn't believe the amount of dogs that are in the snow. So these are all local dogs. Any of the husky type dogs did not have any little boots on, but other little doggies did. And have a look at him. He looks, my husband reckons I have captured this little doggy to a T. He was not happy. He did not want to be walking in the snow. He wanted his owner to pick him up, but the owner wouldn't. So they just ski with them, they snowboard with them. Some little dogs will be held in their hands as they go down the mountain, and others are just living their best lives. So then we go to, so this one is obviously still the snow. So took that photo of my daughter Gabby looking out of the not the chairlift, the gondola, I nearly forgot. She was just looking out. It was actually the last day, so it was, she's probably just thinking this is wonderful and I wish we weren't ending today. My ski pass for the 3 days, and then a photo that my husband took of the two of us on the second day. And then the place that we stayed in, Elizabeth, I don't know if you can see that because it's actually not very obvious. They took a Polaroid of us for us, and they also took a Polaroid of us for themselves. So I stuck that little Polaroid in. Then we go to Hakone. The open air museum was amazing. This was just in the street of Hakone, and this stamp was in a little Japanese anime shop, and they had their own stamp. So again, I stamped it, but they're all self-inking stamps, so you can't see it very well, and the reason for that is because the stamp was it was dead. It was not going to do too much anymore. When we asked where is the stamp for the Hakone Open Air Museum, they said it's at the information desk. So Gabby and I went up there, and they saw our sketchbooks and were just absolutely blown away. And then they gave me this cute little sticker, so I've stuck that there. And then just down here is the outside of that sticker, which I've just decorated with. And again, that's the ticket from the Open Air Museum. It was wonderful. That is a photo I took inside the Open Air Museum. And then we go to, so is the koi fish. It was a big pond of koi fish. So then we go to the Hakone ropeway. So you travel by boat around the corner, and then you take the cable car up to like a volcano. So amazing scenes from up there, but it was so cold, ridiculously cold. Then on the way up there, we stopped at a 400-year-old tea house, and this Amasaki Chaya, which I'm not pronouncing right, came in this little cup, and it looked, I've written old sweet tea, tasted unusual and custard-like. Amasaki Chaya. Unusually nice. Like, I am not adventurous with food, so I made sure that Gabby and Neil actually tried it first, and they said, yep, no, have a go, that's quite nice. So, but it looked exactly like that, and a bit lumpy too, so it was like, oh, I don't know if I want to try this. Saw 2 cats in the whole time we were there. First one was adorable and letting us pat him and everything, and this one I've written, I'm not socializing today. He did not turn around and acknowledge us. He just sat there with his back to us. A bit more of the chopstick wrappers, because they all come in these beautiful papers. Down here is it's like a rice paper bit of wrapper. I'm not sure where that was from, but that I haven't written that in, obviously, but it's very hard to see because it's quite transparent. Then we go to our last fold, and we've got one of the young lady in her kimono. It wasn't in Kyoto, it was actually in Hakone. I have aged her terribly. She would have been in her early 20s with her partner, and she looked gorgeous. But I like the painting. I've just aged her. Now you can see here all these stamps of marine life. So we went from Kyoto to Osaka. So we started in Tokyo, went out to Nozawa Onsen, then we went to Hakone, then we went to Kyoto, and then we came into Osaka. We did not stay in Osaka. We spent our final day there. So this lamppost is of as you're walking to the aquarium, and the aquarium was unbelievable. We literally spent 3. Three or 4 hours there, and that's where all these stamps were. You can see a crab in behind there as well, so just put the manta ray and the jellyfish over the top there. This little note here is from Kyoto, but I stuck it in there before I'd done this page. And it's just a little handwritten note from the staff at the hotel that we stayed at. You can see there's another little kitty cat there. More stickers from stuff that I said no to a bag. Then again here, and look, they've got the black cats on there again. So they just have a cat thing. So without being able to show you the whole thing in full, I don't feel like I'm finished yet. And the reason I say that is because I've got this space here, which I just would like to paint something into, and I'm thinking a cherry blossom because I took some great photos of cherry blossom. But secondly, I still have so much stuff that I want to put in. So if we look at things like, we've used the wrappers, they all feature in there somewhere, so they are fine to disregard. I have put that little tiny bit of fish in, but how cute is that? And I want to still stick that down somewhere. That must have been some wrapper or something, and that's where I took that little transparent part from. So I probably don't need that piece anymore. That is gorgeous, so that should be cut out and stuck in. Then we've got more chopstick wrappers, but with the omotenashi means Japanese hospitality. So little things like that, like I want to remember things like that. This I don't need anymore. It was obviously a train ticket or something, and I cut a little circle out somewhere and stuck it in, did it just there. Receipts, I've got heaps of receipts. There's even a blue one in there somewhere. So just, they've got, like there's the Atoya receipt, giving me bad vibes. But there was one receipt that even had a little kitty cat on the top of it. I'm not sure where that one is, but I've got plenty of receipts still to go. There's the placemat. So I'm not sure what that paper is. I can't remember. It's like a crepe paper, both sides. And they must have thought, what a weirdo to actually only take so much of the placemat and leave the rest of it there. But that's what I did. I've got that, which again I think can be a really cute stencil just to put cats in. That's that sticker that I got free when I bought these ones. So I'd kind of like that to go in, and it looks like it's a clear one too. So it can go over the top of things. And then this Gabby gave to me, I'm not sure what was in it. No, I don't know. But anyway, again, how beautiful is that bag? And the sticker that's on the bag. I don't know what that's saying. But a beautiful little sticker that I could stick in. So there's still a lot that I would like to add in here, and I still have lots of little spaces here, definitely here. That was the mascot for Nozawa Onsen, so we saw that everywhere in the snow. So I drew that one in, and there's that little bear cap that I was thinking I'd like to actually draw this little bear in. I also wanted to put some of the Japanese lettering in as well, just have a go at it freehand myself. So definitely want to do something there, and I'm thinking the cherry blossoms, even though I saw them in Kyoto, or was it Hakone? I can't remember. I think it was Hakone. So I'd still like to paint them in, and somehow wedge in a few more bits that I've got here. And that is it for, there's nothing on the other side, so it is blank. So of course the intention was to fill it front and back, but it didn't happen. And something else that I want to say is none of this was done, apart from that very first one on the very first day. the very first morning, that was the only thing I did plein air as such. Everything else, it's photos, taking little things, having my book with me every single day so that I could put stamps in, and everything was done either when we were travelling on the bullet train, because we'd be on that for an hour, or it would happen back at the accommodation at night time, and I'd just sit there and draw. These three here, I just was in heaven, and I went to bed really late that night. Neil and Gabby had gone to bed, and I just sat up painting these, feeling like my old student days when you had to get stuff done for deadlines. But yeah, it is really achievable for anyone to do this. It's just remembering to take photos of things that you can draw, and collect little things along the way, just like all of the wrappers, the bags. I've even got like the cicado bag. I could cut a bit of that out, and then there was, of course, the Atoya bag. I could even cut that out if it doesn't give me too many nightmares, and all of these little things here. So there's plenty of things you can collect as you go along your travels and create a travel sketchbook such as this one. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of what I did. It was a 2-week holiday that we had. I did not work on it when we were in the snow, because we were in a traditional Japanese room. So we had the futon beds on the floor. It had no chairs. It had 2 bean bags and 4 cushions that you sit on under the little coffee table. And after a day of skiing, there was no way my old bones were going to be able to sit cross-legged at a coffee table and do some work. So it was all done apart from I think the lady, possibly this. Or did I do... I think I did that at the airport when we were waiting for the flight home. But the jellyfish, the manta ray, and our sweet little young lady were done when I'd got home. So that's why I'm not worried about actually finishing off blank areas, because they were done back home. But it has been nearly a month since we've been home. I am now looking forward to what is going to be on the back of it. I'm not sure. I do have a 3 or 4 day weekend with girlfriends down in Adelaide in the beginning of May. So what have we got? 2, 4, 6. So that has got a 6-page double spread. Yes, 6-page double spread, and that side must have been 2, 4, 6, 8-page double spread, because they've got the ends there as well. How cool are these books though? Just the best. So get yourself one of these. I think it was referred to as a watercolour, but I don't trust a watercolour paper from a brand I don't know. I'll just call it a mixed media, because it's got watercolour, it's got gouache, it's got just... there's no pencil, because I didn't have any of that in my kit. But there's Tombow marker throughout as well. All right, thank you for sticking through to the end. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe, hit the like, and also comment in it what you would like to see me do next for a holiday sketchbook. I really had a lot of fun doing this, and I also found that traveling in a foreign country where I had to navigate a foreign language, the transport, the currency, all those things. I suffer from chronic nerve pain, and I had no nerve pain for 2 weeks, and it's because of those reasons that the brain is actually, it's got so much more that it has to do, that it just said, no, can't deal with nerve pain for these 2 weeks. Let's just deal with learning how much tote bags cost that are not $4.95, they're $49.95. So I think I need to travel more. I think that's what that's saying to me. Let's do more travel. Where do you want me to go? Tell me where I've got to go, and I will go there and do a sketchbook. But do yours as well, please. Please do it. I hope that I've inspired you. I'm going to stop rattling on. All right, I will see you in my next video.